episode 2 of GoldCast, brought to you by just only one of the folks here at Fire Gold Incorporated. Yours truly, Papaya, bringing you the very first solo discussion episode of GoldCast that we had promised would happen every now and again on random occasions from time to time at a moment's notice. So here we are. I'm coming to you live from my room, alone, sitting in front of this microphone, speaking these words, and looking at my laptop monitor and noticing those blue lines popping up on the Audacity feature, indicating to me that my words are being recorded and are ready to be heard by all of you. As soon as I hit the stop button, I edit this up, and then I release it. So yeah, how y'all been? I've been pretty good. You know what? I'm actually great, because it's that week, man. We're just a few days removed from a very special event taking place way down there in Austin, Texas. Oh yeah. What is that event, you ask? It's simply known as the InvaderCON III Final Doom Convention. I've been waiting for this since last summer 2013, if you will. And now that it's here, I can't wait. Now, some of you are probably asking, well, what is InvaderCon, Papaya? Can you please elaborate on that before you go on? I shall. InvaderCon is a convention. Yeah, some of you are probably going, duh, but what is a convention about? What does it pertain to? Why? What's the purpose of the InvaderCon? Elaborate. Okay. Sheesh. InvaderCon is a convention that was concocted by a group of individuals by the name of Green Mustard Entertainment back in 2011 to pay homage to one of the best shows that you're ever going to find come out of Nickelodeon. That was wrongfully canceled after only a mere year on the air. Yeah, only a year. What show was that, you ask? Invader Zim. Yep, Invader Zim. Why was it canceled? Some reasons I've heard are that the ratings were down. It was too expensive to make. It was too scary, controversial for the little kiddies. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever the case was, for the cancellation of Invader Zim, Nickelodeon, you knuckleheads, listen up. Even with that cancellation that you guys pulled off, as the years have gone by, this series has gone on to be discovered by millions of people worldwide. Yeah, worldwide. And over time, it's grown to be respected and appreciated for what it truly is. One of the best shows to have ever been greenlit by you knuckleheads to even air on your airwaves. Although you made that stupid mistake, this series still has an amazing following. And because of that, Green Mustard Entertainment concocted the very first convention in 2011 in Atlanta, Georgia. And in 2011, it was my high school year, senior year. I was just finishing up on my last little assignments there to get my diploma. And I had no idea what the hell InvaderCon was. I was totally oblivious to the InvaderCon, so of course, I was not in attendance. But the next year, in late April of 2012, I go on YouTube. I'm trying to find some old Invader Zim episodes, and I stumble upon a video that somebody had recorded while there at the original InvaderCon. And I somehow find a link for the InvaderCon website, and I notice that the second one is set to take place later that year on July 28th and July 29th. And then I notice a location. Torrance, California. Right there near Los Angeles, California. Right there near to where I live. You mean to tell me I don't have to fly? I can just drive over there, spend a night over there, and experience the whole convention right before my eyes? I'm going to do it. I'm going. And that's exactly what I did. July 28th and July 29th, I was in Torrance, California for the InvaderCON II DoomCon. Now, those of you that have been listening to the Fire Go podcast probably already know that from way back when. One of the bloopers that I was recording with Draftmaster, I had said that I was there and I met guests and it was an amazing time because it was true. And it was my first ever convention. Not bad as an Invader Zim fan. Not bad for a first convention, huh? Not bad at all, especially considering all the guests that were there. Richard Horvitz, the voice of Zim. Ricky Simons, the voice of Gur. Melissa Fawn, the voice of Gas. Roger Bumpus, the voice of Membrane. And one Squidward tennis balls. Squidward Tortellini, I mean, Squidward tentacles. Jason Stiff. Aaron Alexovich. Eric Trueheart. And the creator himself, Jonan Vasquez. Yep, they were all there. Advertised. And they showed up. But you know who else showed up? Unadvertised? Unannounced? As a surprise? One of the almighty tallest, Wally Wingert. Yep. I cannot begin to describe to you guys how loud it was when he popped up. It was quite a scene. You had to be there. And that panel ended up being insanely hilarious, insanely awesome, and insanely amazing. Some of the other things that went down at that convention, definitely a bunch of cosplayers. A bunch of Dib, Zim, Gur, and even a Gaz cosplayer. And you know what? There was also some cosplayers there cosplaying as that deadly non-human bee from the Attack of the Saucer Morons episode. And my phone was going off. What the hell? Call from... I don't care. Shut up. I'm trying to do a podcast here. Anywho. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Even some cosplayers who were dressing up as that non-ordinary, non-human bee in Attack of the Saucer Morons. So that was cool to see. And there was also a bunch of people reciting the famous quotes from the series all throughout the convention. Like, why is his head so big? Why is his head so big? And stuff like, why was there bacon in the soup? I made it myself. And then stuff like, Nano son, I'm making toast. So basically there was a bunch of quote reciting all throughout the convention, and that was good to hear. Got a little nostalgic every now and again. Oh yeah, and there was even a moment where it was Melissa Fawn's Q&A or someone's Q&A, I don't remember, but somebody had led that Christmas song from the Christmas episode, the one that goes, bow down, before the power of Santa, or be crushed by his jolly boots of doom. And the entire room went up and sang it, and that was cool to see as well. And actually, now that I remember it, that Sunday, July 29, it was Richard Horowitz's birthday. So the first convention I go to, right there near where I live, I didn't have to fly, all of that considered, the last day of that convention was Richard Horowitz's birthday. I mean, what better way to be introduced to the convention world than at that one? Horowitz's birthday, everybody's singing happy birthday to him. His family shows up, they bring a cake at the closing ceremony panel. It was awesome. They even give him a present of a movie he was in back in the 80s, which he had never seen up to that point. He had said right then and there, I was in this movie, I've never seen it. And that was hilarious. So, I mean, it was an experience that I am gonna be thankful for the remainder of my life, and one that I'm never ever gonna forget, especially since I came away from that thing with 4 of the guests' autographs. Richard's, Ricky's, Melissa's, and Roger. And it was an extreme honor and treat to meet Roger himself, because not only am I a fan of Invader Zim, but I was a huge fan of SpongeBob growing up back in the day. From 99 all the way to the first movie, everything in between that, I loved so much. to the point that I watched that series over and over and over and over and over again, to the point where I actually remember some of the episodes verbatim all the way through. One of them comes to mind, The Graveyard Shift. But I'm not going to recite it to you guys because that would take way too long, and I'd probably scare the crap out of you guys. So don't worry. Nonetheless, I got 4 of those people's autographs. It was a blast meeting them. I was able to get a picture with all 4 of them. Oh, yeah. And speaking of getting pictures, Richard Horvitz, when I was with him, he was signing my my Postulio Zim picture right there that I'm looking at right there on my wall as we speak. I was getting my cell phone out because my camcorder battery had gone out. So I was getting my cell phone. I asked somebody to please go ahead and take a photo of us real quick. So I believe it was a woman. So she did. And then after that, she goes, let's take one more. I'll go ahead and flip the cell phone sideways so then we can go ahead and get a long picture. And as she's taking that photo, the person who's there moderating everything to keep the line moving so they can get Richard's autograph goes, hey, no photos. We got to keep it going. And so she had handed me the phone back as she had taken the photo. So I said thank you to Richard. And I ran out of there going, I got 2 pictures. So I probably was the last guy to take a photo with him in that particular autograph session, but maybe not. Who knows? Either way, I got 2 photos with Richard Horvitz, and he was awesome to meet in person as well. Melissa Fawn, true sweetheart, so down to earth. It was a blast to meet her as well. And then, of course, Ricky, who's a little bit more shy than all 3 of them are, but nonetheless, he is also a very good guy. And it was a blast meeting him as well. So, in short, people, InvaderCon II DoomCon, as I probably said a million times before this, was an experience I'll never forget, and I'm very thankful to have experienced. So much to the point that I began to wonder, wait a minute. They were saying way back when that was going to be the last InvaderZim convention, but you know what? If that was the case, it wouldn't be right because that's only the second one. It would make a lot more sense if they ended up finishing the whole thing off with a final convention after that. Making it a trilogy of conventions, and then if they ended it right there, then it would make a lot more sense. Well, alas, I'm finishing up my spring 2013 college semester, and I get wind of a particular video. A video showing me and informing me that a Kickstarter campaign had begun. A Kickstarter campaign to make the InvaderCon III Final Doom convention a reality. Now, initially, at this first Kickstarter campaign, it was just called InvaderCon III Final Doom. There was no location set. So right then and there, you could probably see how some problems would materialize. Some people would probably be weary of donating to a Kickstarter campaign for a convention that has yet to set a location. And lo and behold, it fell short by around maybe $3,000. It was close. It was close, but nonetheless, it failed, and it was sad. But then after that, on Facebook, these InvaderCon peoples posted a poll and had everybody that was anybody that wanted to be affiliated with InvaderCon 3 somehow, some way, vote on a location. And the top 3 voted cities were going to be the ones that they would consider to be the location for the convention. Those 3 locations ended up being Indianapolis, Indiana, Austin, Texas, and Orlando, Florida. Now wait, Orlando, Florida. So you mean to tell me after the first convention took place in the East Coast, not too far from there, you're going to have the 3rd one in Orlando? No way. I didn't vote for that. And it ended up not happening, obviously. So it was basically between Indianapolis and Austin. Now Indianapolis was the most voted. Austin was number 2. The way this thing worked out was based on those 3 cities, they were going to estimate which one of those 3 would be the better suit for an InvaderCon 3. Ultimately, they decided that they wanted the convention to be somewhere in the middle of the United States. And lo and behold, they ended up choosing Austin. I voted for Austin, so I was happy because it would have had to take me a little bit longer to reach Indianapolis, Indiana, even though I would have liked to have gone there, don't get me wrong. But Austin is closer to where I live. So I voted for that one. And also because there's a statue of one Stevie Ray Vaughan there. So I figured, why not? Let's go to Austin. I'll vote for Austin and hopefully they pick it. And they did. So then after that, they launched the second Kickstarter campaign. This time it's InvaderCon III Final Doom in Austin, Texas. So now the location's set. They needed $33,333. And they ended up getting a little over $39,000. Alas, it was official. And ever since that day when it was set and official, I have been waiting for the convention to take place. And now, just a few days away from it, and I couldn't be more excited. This is going to be my first ever flight. My first time just going to an airport, boarding a flight, and experiencing all that insanity. And it's also going to be my first time in Austin, Texas. So that alone has me stoked. It has me giddy with excitement. And knowing full well that way over there when I land, I'm going to go to the exact hotel this time where the convention's taking place, staying at the InvaderCon III room block. Something that I didn't do the last time because I found out way too late about the convention. And this time, I also have a waffle breakfast ticket. Because at that convention, they have Dinner of Doom, and they have a waffle breakfast event. So I'm going to be able to have some breakfast with the guests there, and a bunch of other of those fans that show up for the InvaderCon III. It should be an amazing time, guys. I am really looking forward to it. As far as right now, who's confirmed to be there? Eric Trueheart, one of the writers and Invadersm. Melissa Fawn, of course, Gaz. Roger Bumpus, Squidward, and Membrane. Ricky Simons, Gurr. And Richard Horvitz, Seam! And even though I'm very thankful... The phone is going off again. Call from who? Who? Ostrich? I don't know, whatever. Forgive me if you can hear that in the background, guys. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Even though I'm really thankful that these guests are going to be there, I'm a little disappointed because I was expecting just a little more. I mean, if this is supposed to be the final InvaderZim convention, I felt Jonah Vasquez, the creator, should have been there. Definitely Andy Berman, voice of Dib, should have been there because he was supposed to be there in InvaderCon II, but last minute change happened and he couldn't make it. And I was really hoping for both of the Almighty Tallis to be there at some capacity. Not just Wally Wingert, but Kevin McDonald himself, who also did Pleakley from Lilo and freaking Stitch. It would have been amazing if he was there, so go ahead and meet him. Somebody who loves InvaderZim and also loved Lilo and Stitch. It would have been a blast to meet him, but alas, that didn't work either. So we are going to get what we are going to get for right now. But you know what? I do have a little bit of hope that at least one of those people show up that I mentioned before. Because Wally Wingert wasn't announced. He was unadvertised for InvaderCon II, but he showed up for a panel. So I'm crossing my fingers in anticipation that at least one of those people shows up at the last minute. Just for a panel, just to say hi, and then they can fly off to wherever they have to go. They could go fly to San Diego to go to Comic-Con for Sunday. Because Comic-Con is actually taking place the same weekend as InvaderCon is this year. And that's why updates from these people actually took a hell of a long time to materialize, but what are you going to do? Whatever. I know where I'm going to be that weekend. Definitely not going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. Screw that, because just staying in the San Diego area around that time is $500 a night. I mean, even the crappiest of crap hole hotels are $500 a night. And no thank you. That's 3 nights, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You go back Monday. That's $1,500 right there. No thank you. I'll be happy going to Austin, Texas for InvaderCon III. Thank you so much. So with that, I'll go ahead and end off this little solo discussion. Just wanted to give you guys a little something for GoldCast as we continue to prepare for the next set of Fire Gold episodes. Pokemon Fire Gold episodes, that is. And where you can find all information pertaining to that and GoldCast, you want to head to pdafiregold.blogspot.com. That's where you can find everything and anything that has to do with both Pokemon Fire Gold and GoldCast, including all the links containing Fire Gold and GoldCast related content, like our Facebook page, our Twitter page and our YouTube page. So be sure while you're on that blog, subscribe to us on Facebook, like us on Twitter, and follow us on YouTube. All the updates are going to take place on Facebook and Twitter. And on YouTube, we're going to post all episodes that we post on the Fire Gold feed and right here on the GoldCast feed. So if you have not visited the blog, once again, PDA firegold.blogspot.com. Hey, and also, if you have some topic requests, if you have any concerns, if you have any feedback, anything to say, if you just want to say hi to us via email for GoldCast, you want to email us at GoldCast1, that's the word one, not the number one, GoldCast1 at gmail.com. That's where everything and anything that has to do with GoldCast will be emailed to us. So that's the email for all GoldCast related concerns. So with that, guys, I think that's about it. That about wraps it up. This coming weekend, I'm going to Austin. This has been yours truly, Papaya. See you later.